Welcome back to Bachelor Nation's favorite podcast. If you haven't already, make sure to subscribe here and follow us on Instagram at E&G Podcast. Available now are previous episodes with Bachelor favorites including Luke Pell, Ashley Iaconetti, Robbie Hayes, Leah Block, and much more. Plus, this season with Nick, we're bringing you weekly recaps, Bachelorette interviews, and exclusive offers from friends of the podcast. Thanks for listening.
You at E&G, you guys are getting out there, man. You guys are diligent.
I'd say with Lace, it's dicks over chicks, 100% of the time.
I wanted her to be happy, and what choice that was up to her.
I'm busy. I'm in it to win it. I just love them. They're so fun.
Thanks, Jeff. Thanks, Ian.
Today's episode of the E&G podcast is sponsored by our good friends at Clothing by Owl. All you Bachelor fans will recognize this name as they are the company behind the hugely popular Wine Bachelor and Yoga Pants tank top. What you may not know is that they give back a percentage of every item sold to Animal Rescue, and that notable Bachelor alums like JoJo Fletcher, Caitlin Bristow, Lauren Bushnell, Ben Higgins, and Nick Viall are all huge supporters. We're happy to offer our listeners 20% off when you visit clothingbyowl.com. Simply add the discount code ENG, that's EANDG, to save on all your Bachelor gear. And be sure to follow them on social media at Clothing by Owl.
Jeff and I are doggy dads, which is why we're so excited to be partnering with our newest sponsor, Puppies Make Me Happy. They have a super simple mission to make the happiest clothes on earth, which they do. And we know our listeners will love this brand just as much as we do. Plus, we're excited to help spread a little happiness ourselves by offering listeners 20% off all merchandise by using discount code ENG. That's EANDG at checkout. Make sure to follow them on Instagram at Puppies Make Me Happy.
Hey, welcome back to the ENG podcast. We got our boy Vinny Ventiera, Vinny Vincent, the DJ, the barber, does it all. The kid from New York, now he's in Florida. Great interview.
Great interview. You know, we had to talk about Team Vizzy, his relationship with Izzy in Paradise, his take on how it all went down, really just kind of closing that once and for all. But we also just got to know Vinny a little bit better, man. Vinny is a very genuine dude. He's been having a blast. He's actually spending some time right now this weekend with both Chase and Robby out in Denver. And Vinny was just a great guy. It was awesome to chat with him.
He was great, man. This is another guy just who is we said it from the very first preview pod, I think. When I looked at him, I said, that guy's going to be real. I think I did. I mean, I could be wrong. We could check the tape. I might be completely off. But I'm pretty sure we called that he was going to be exactly who we thought he was going to be. And then on JoJo's season, he was who we thought he was going to be. Then we got to know him way more on Paradise. And he's just a great dude. Seems like everybody likes him. I haven't heard anybody say a bad thing about Vinny. And you're not going to hear it here from Ian and Jeff. We love the guy.
You're really not. He's also been keeping tabs on this new season. And so we got into it. We got into people like Corinne. And this was in the face of a strong hangover that Vinny was sporting. So we appreciate him jumping on with us. And that was a lot of fun. I know that you guys are going to enjoy this one.
You're going to enjoy this one. Vinny Ventiera, Vinny Vincent.
Hey, Gina, calzones!
Yo.
Vinny. I think I got it. Ian, you there?
I'm here. What's up, Vinny? How you doing, man?
What's going on? I'm trying to find my damn headphones. That'd be a lot better.
Nah, you're all good. We can hear you loud and clear, so that's the good news. Damn, dude, are you out there in Colorado hanging out with Robby and Chase? Did we see that correctly?
Yeah, man. Yeah, I got here yesterday.
Nice. So what are you guys up to?
We we're a little hungover, not gonna lie.
Sounds about right.
We what the hell did we do yesterday? We went to Red Rocks, the amphitheater out here.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
And they invited us out. This tequila company wanted us to come check out their pre-party and hang out and take pics. And then there was like a couple performances. Like Zed was DJing, Little Dicky was performing. It was dope. Never been out here before.
Nice little party, dude. Yeah, Colorado's great. I was actually just out there last weekend, man. Enjoy the snow, dude. It's so Jeff and I, we're just gonna get right into it, man. It seems like you played the game extremely well. You got your DJ career going right now. You're killing it everywhere.
Yeah.
Like every week, you're somewhere else, right? So how's that all going for you, man?
Hey, thank God. I've been DJing for 12 years, and luckily going on the show, gave me a little boost on my social media, and got me in the hands of some people, some different networks and different nightclubs and stuff that I can tap into. So it definitely helped me out as far as that. And yeah, it's been good. Yeah, like you said, I've been traveling, meeting a lot of people, DJing across the country. I'm really, trying to live life to the fullest right now.
Definitely, man. It seems like you're really capitalizing on everything. On the show, they said you were a barber, right?
Yeah, I was. I started cutting hair and DJing probably around the same time, around 12 years ago.
Okay.
And I just think they like that better, to put as my job title, which I don't mind because that's what I do. But
yeah.
When I went on the first show, they I stopped cutting, so I haven't really been cutting since March. Just been trying to pursue this music thing while I'm young,
Yeah, no, we know how we always like to ask people what their real job is anyways. I mean, we know what yours is because you've obviously been DJing all over the place. But when we first talked to Robby, I was like, hey, man, I go, so is your job really competitive swimmer? I go, what are you, like, hustling people at the local YMCA pool? Like, hey, I'll race you for $20.
Some pickup games and swimming.
Exactly. So that's great, man. So you've been doing all that. Let's just ask real quick, get it out of the way. When you were on Paradise, we'll go back to the Bachelorette and everything. When you were on Paradise, what like really went down with Izzy?
Well, I mean, pretty much what everybody saw is what happened. I mean, I just was, we tried to, I sat down with her on one of our, I think it was a group date we had with Lace and Grant. And can you hear me all right?
Yep, we got you.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So, I thought I solidified our relationship as, being exclusive to one another. And then, when Brett, the lamp guy, came in, she had a sudden change of heart, and she just, I guess got butterflies, or, she said when she saw him, and then, she just felt sick to her stomach, and she wanted to get to know him. And then, when Brett came, like, the thing to do is, like, you talk to all the girls, which everybody does, and it's up to the girls to say, like, I'm in a relationship with Vinny, Lace is in a relationship with Grant, so like you kind of know who's off limits. And then I thought when I saw them talking, I thought like that's what he was doing. He was just like feeling out all the girls, seeing like who was available. But lo and behold, Izzy was the one that pulled him aside to talk to him. So that really ticked me off, and I just and then I couldn't sleep that night, and I talked to her before I went to bed, and I was just like, why would you do such a thing? Why wouldn't you tell me? Or like, how are you gonna try to throw everything away that we had just by like a single glare at somebody, and just willing to throw everything we had out the window.
Man,
and
it's weird you say it's exactly how we saw it, because how we saw it, I mean, I'm sure I don't know if you watched it back when it aired, but you came off like you just got totally fucked over, and she came off like like really bad, because her whole excuse was, oh, this guy walked in and he was really good looking. And I was sitting there thinking, well, no shit. There's a lot of good-looking guys. You know what I mean? Like,
that's why we're here.
Yeah. Like, everybody's going to be good-looking in their own way. And then also, whatever. So you get married someday, and then what if Leonardo DiCaprio walks in the room and you're like, oh, well, I fucking didn't ever know I'd be in a room with him. Like, it seemed like a very weak excuse.
And that's what I said in the my ITMs. I said, like, what, God forbid, down the road one day we're hanging out, somebody walks by, and there goes my relationship. So I don't know if she was scared to pursue things further with me, or maybe that was her way of trying to like escape what we had. Maybe she did really like him. I don't know. I never really asked her about it.
Well, but, I'm curious too, man. Did you guys have a chance to speak at that point about the potential for marriage, right? Like that is the point, or it's a element of the show, so it stands to reason that you had.
Yeah. I mean, we definitely didn't really talk about like, getting married then, but we wanted to, we would definitely pursue a relationship outside of Paradise, outside of like television world, just because, there's certain aspects that we both want to see, what each other can do outside of that world. Like, how we, involve ourselves with family, how our work ethics are, everybody's gonna be on their tip top shape when there's cameras around, and, you're speed dating, so to speak, so I know that was something that we definitely talked about. Like, I don't know about marriage right away, but definitely see what would happen after that,
No doubt. And one of the things that came out too, right? So after Paradise started airing, I believe you guys were on one of those after shows. And I think it was one of our listeners who tagged us in something that said, hey, look at Vinny and Izzy. They're still friends. You guys were sharing like a plane ride, if I'm remembering this all correctly. So are you guys still cool, man? Like, what is your friendship like now?
After the live show, I actually had a gig in New York, and then she's from there, so I was like, yo, why don't we just get on the same flight? We're cordial. It wasn't like she killed somebody, or like we were friends after the fact. I kind of got over it, because it's months after it airs. When you film it, there's months until it airs, so
exactly.
There was a time in between. But yeah, we were TMZ got us at the airport and stuff like that, and some girls snagged a picture of us on the plane, and
there you go.
It was we were friendly, and we just try to keep it even keel, I know she's gonna listen to this and say, "You freaking pulling the sympathy card again?" I'm like, I'm not pulling the sympathy card. I'm just telling the story how it is.
Well, can we? So let's keep it very fucking real, right? Because we actually had we actually had Izzy on the podcast during this season, right? The last season when you guys were still together. This was before Brett came on, and she and Jeff can back me up here, but she basically was all Team Vizzy, hey, like this is us, Vinny's the best, saying all this stuff, and Jeff and I are like, wow, they're definitely making it to the end. Right. And then everything started happening. We're like, how the fuck did she say all that stuff, knowing what was coming? So,
dude, we felt betrayed too, Vinny. That's the point. We felt betrayed too.
Thank you. I appreciate that. That's classic.
Vinny, what made you want to just go home and remove yourself from Paradise once all that went down? Because obviously there was going to be some new women coming in.
Right.
Just kind of at that point.
I mean, it's speaking of the new women, like when that happened with her, I was so mad. I was like, damn, all these other girls that I shut down that came in here. I'm like, damn. But anyway,
absolutely.
I wanted to, I was just physically drained, mentally drained, exhausted. And I wasn't in a like happy place. I was just pissed off, and I didn't want, because I could be a jealous person. I'm a guy, and I don't want to see somebody that was just into me, like trying to progress in a relationship with somebody else. I didn't want to sit around and see that, and I didn't want to, vice versa. I didn't want her to see me like try and progress with somebody else. Even though, like after what happened, people would say, "Oh, you should have just stayed there," and threw it in her face. But that's not something that I want to do. It just would have been a real awkward situation, and even if there were girls that were there that, I wanted to meet, I just felt like I wouldn't be giving them all of me, I was so like just blindsided and just like drained, man, really.
So once you left and everything and immediately started your DJ career that's skyrocketing, what's dating been like since Paradise? I'm sure you get recognized even more than you did off The Bachelor. We just talked to Daniel, and he said after Paradise, because he got so much more airtime.
Oh yeah,
he said it went to a new level.
Yeah. Oh yeah, of course. I mean, like especially like when we're traveling together, it gets a little hectic. And I've been dating, and it's a little difficult. And plus, I have two factors of being on a show, so that's hard. If I'm dating somebody and like, I'm out and girls want to take a picture, it's not really fair to the person that I'm dating. It's hard for them to understand. But another thing too, I travel a lot, so it's hard to keep that solid relationship. I'm really just focusing on myself right now, and like when I'm ready to get back into like serious dating, I don't know when that's gonna happen, but it's hard, traveling and coming off a television show where people see you out and want to take pictures, and I guess you can say throw themselves at you. It's not really fair to somebody that I'm dating.
Yeah. What does your mom think of all this? Because your mom seemed to be a big supporter.
My mom loves it. She's the best. Yeah, she loves it, man. She gets a little bit of attention from it. I had an event in Miami, and we had like a meet and greet set up. It was like 20 girls just take pictures, and my mom was there, and like they were all talking to her. I'm like, hello, like what's up, what's going on? Like, she cared about me. She was taking all the heat in the room, man. It was good. No, she's cool though. But
dude, your mom, not even to sound, I don't know how this is gonna come off, she was exactly who I thought your mom would be when your mom was on that after the phone. She's like, JoJo, you messed up. You messed up. You had a good thing with my son. And it was funny because you weren't even like the top 3. So she was just like, when you messed up, it was earlier in the season. It wasn't even when you think you messed up.
She's like, you shaved his face and you just dump him. No, she's great. But it's funny. There were like tweets that were out, and like somebody said like, Vinny's mom is exactly what I would think a Vinny's mom would be.
That was Jeff.
Was it?
No, I don't know. It could have been. Definitely could have been.
He's like, maybe. So, Vinny, we have to ask you too, man. What was your familiarity level with the Bachelor franchise before deciding to go on it in JoJo's season of The Bachelorette?
I haven't. I think I watched maybe in like the intros on one other season because a friend of a friend was on, I think it was Andy's season. This guy, what's his name? Nick Sutter. He was like a golfer on there, and he was a friend of a friend. I literally just watched the intro, and that was it. I mean, I knew about it, but
you were aware of it, but you hadn't, necessarily seen how they weave the storylines and just everything else that goes into it.
I never even knew there was such thing as like a first impression rose.
All of that.
I didn't know that like more than when people go home during the week. I didn't know like, on one-on-one dates, if you didn't get a rose, you'd go home. I really didn't know anything, but I kind of liked that aspect. So I wasn't like, so I was just going into it like completely open-minded. I wasn't like trying to strategize things. I just kept it 100 and, just was myself.
That's the way to play it though, man. Cause it comes off like you're being genuine cause you are, right? You don't have any real motive outside of just having a fun experience. So how did you get on the show? What was the process of being were you submitted? Did someone find you?
Coincidentally, I was actually at the place that I DJ at in South Florida, and we had a bachelor auction. Every year we do this bachelor auction that benefits the Tri-County Humane Society. So we pretty much just walk down a runway and we get auctioned off like a piece of meat, and, to all these desperate, single house, divorcees, women just going crazy, all these cougars. So they bid on us, and then there were actually like, I guess ABC, I don't want to call it talent scouts, but I guess that's pretty much what they are, right? So there were people there, and they asked me to try out for the show. They're like, "You ever heard of The Bachelor?" I was like, "Oh yeah, kind of." So we took a picture together, and then that led to emails, and that led to more and more emails, and then actually it's pretty funny. It was actually last year around this week that when we went out to finalist weekend. So that that's what that led to, that just being at work, right place at the right time.
Damn, it's all timing, man. So so with someone like JoJo, did you know it was going to be her going into the show? Were you excited that it was her? What did you feel about JoJo?
Yeah, I was really excited. Once I began the casting process, obviously I started watching Ben's season because I knew it was going to be one of those girls. But I remember I was in a hotel and they announced it. I was pretty pumped. I mean, either if it was Kayla too, I thought I would get along with Kayla, and I do. Like, we're friends, we're cordial today. But I was really amped for JoJo. She's hot, so I was looking forward to meeting her.
I was about to ask you what you thought of her looks, because we just talked to Daniel, and the guy goes, I saw her. I was like, she's okay, I guess. Not for me.
Dude, that literally sounds just like
that guy's great, man. We just did
he's my boy.
Our interview with him, the whole thing was like, she's like, that girl's not very cute, I thought. Like, everybody was not cute. She was
I don't know what his standards are, man. It's like, it's interesting.
No,
we think he's an alien sometimes.
He's great. So you got on the show, and then it was. So you said you didn't have any like strategy or anything. What was it like? Like, who was in your limo driving up to the house? Did you what guys did you meet first and all that?
Oh damn! I had a pretty stacked limo. Jordan was in my. I actually met Jordan right when I walked out, because you don't meet anybody until you get into the limo.
And what do you think of him before you keep going? What do you think of him when you first met him?
Well, it leaked like right before I left that he was going to be on it. So I was like, it's a little intimidating, knowing like at least one person that's going to be on there, and knowing that, he's a handsome dude. He's coming from a known family, because of his brother. So it was a little intimidating, but he was cool. We got along actually. And then it was him in my limo, and Robby too was in my limo. I want to say, I don't know if Chase was in my limo. I had me, Robby, Jordan. Oh, this kid, the guy Coley from Chicago was in mine, and then Will from Jersey was in mine. Yeah, so that was who went. That's who was in my limo.
What was that conversation like? Were you guys just not talking and just staring at each other down?
You kind of feel each other out. You do the obvious. Oh, how old are you? Where are you from? What do you do? Like, how'd you get on the show? Then it's awkward because we're all nervous. So we're all trying to memorize what we're going to say. Our palms are sweating. We're, looking around, but it was cool. And once you step out of the limo, I honestly don't remember like the whole thing. You just kind of black out, and you're like, wow, everything that I just been preparing for a couple months is coming down to these next minute, first impression.
Right.
So,
you got, on the first night, you got really drunk, right?
Yeah, I was wasted.
That's awesome. That's awesome, because there's like, you got wasted and then you stuck around, and there's people who didn't, and they're like, she's like, you gotta go.
that was. Yeah, that would suck. You know, I was like, listen, if I go on this show, like I'm already getting like ripped on by all my boys for going on a dating show. You know, but if I go home the first night, I'm never going to hear the end of this. So I was like, please just get me past this first night, please. Yeah. But you know, I stuck it out. I got drunk. I got the rose, and I didn't really didn't drink that much after that. Yeah, I was just being myself. I'm from New York, so like, you know, my friends, we all just rip on each other, you know, like here and there, like very sarcastic group of friends. You know, some of the guys didn't understand that. They didn't understand my sarcasm. So.
Right. Yeah. So wait. So we usually do ask that, or sometimes we ask that. What was the reaction of your family and friends? Like when what your mom said? You know, obviously, you say your friends were kind of ripping on you a little bit about going on a dating show.
I mean, for the first episode, I warned them. I was like, listen, I was pretty drunk, you know. And then figures the first preview they show for this season is me busting in on JoJo's like interview, like telling her, you know, I'll never make you beg for my love on the bathroom floor. I said that was the first preview.
Oh, that's right. That was hilarious.
And it shows her going, everybody's hammered. You know, tune in ABC Monday at 8 p.m. I'm like, great.
So was your mom excited?
Oh, hell yeah. Yeah. She was really excited. She was really amped up about it. And then, yeah, she loves the whole thing. You know, she's always telling me, you know, if I have other opportunities to do it, and we'll see. But she's a big supporter of it. You know, she didn't like the criticism on the first season. Everybody was ripping on me because of my short hair and my lineup. She was, you know, she's being a mother. She's being like Corinne's mom. How Corinne's mom just made that video. Did you guys see that?
Oh, Corinne's mom made a video?
Yo, she made a video, like a 3-minute YouTube video. I'm surprised you guys didn't see it. You gotta check it out.
What's like just ripping on. People were making fun of your lineup. That's just the East Coast Italian guy.
Yeah,
right?
they didn't get it. You know, people from somewhere on their couch and fucking bumblefuck were making fun of my hair. I don't know.
What? So honestly, we're not just saying it because we're talking to you, but you and Daniel both seem like you weren't trying very hard to be, you know, something you're not on the show. I think, like, I mean, Ian and I would talk about, especially you. I'm like, that guy's just like being who he is. You know, I think he's just like, seems like a guy gets along with everybody. He's like a nice guy.
Yeah, I mean, that's pretty much yeah.
What did you think? Chad to me always came across like, and I wasn't one of those people who was like, oh, I hate that guy. I know it's TV. I don't know any of you guys. But I'm saying he came across after a while where it was like, all right, man, you're trying to call everyone out for being phony too much, and you're saying you're the real guy too much. He seemed like he had like a big game plan that he wanted to stand out. What was he like in person? Because we heard different things from everybody.
Well, what I think, obviously, it's a very different situation for all 25 of us. You know what I mean? And I don't know if he's maybe insecure as a person, but maybe being put in that situation where he starts getting cornered, his back's against the wall, he's going to lash out. I think any guy would. You know, Alex was, you know, kind of pressing him a lot and getting on his back. You know, some of the things Chad said I kind of agreed with, but maybe just not the way that he, you know, came out saying it, or, you know, his thoughts and stuff. But, you know, he had some good points, but I got along with him. But I didn't really go out of my way to talk to him. You know, but I think he saw the attention of what, you know, the attention that he was getting acting that way. You know, there were nights where there were just 2 cameras on him at all times, you know, so I guess he liked that feeling and he just kind of ran with it. He found like his angle, so to speak, and he just ran with it. But then he just self-destructed, you know.
And then he ran with it right into the wall. And,
yeah, pretty much.
Never came back. Dude, so, I mean, Chad, it's one of those things now, too. You're seeing it with Corinne play out this season, right? They're painting her as the quote-unquote villain. Most recently, they're teeing up her against someone like a Taylor, who has a lot of similarity just in terms of how they're calling out to like an Alex, right? So it's funny to see how it plays out again. What do you think about Corinne? Do you think she's getting a raw deal, or do you feel like what we're seeing is probably who she actually is?
She does, like, whatever everybody sees, it's what happened. It's not like it's like a cartoon and ABC's like drawing certain things that she's doing, or, you know, putting voiceovers or certain things. You know, those situations happen. Like, you know, she did go outside in a trench coat, and she did put, you know, Ready Whip on her boobs and they'd lick it off. It's not like it's not like it's not like it's ABC CGIing all this stuff. So I mean, it's pretty much her and her character. But, you know, I mean, I you know, I don't agree with some of the things that she does, but that's just her way of doing it. You know, who am I to say how she should, you know, attract some guys? But Nick's feeling it. So I mean, she's doing the right things, I guess.
It seems to be working totally, right?
It's a little unorthodox you know, it's her way of dating. Maybe it's just not like the best way on a television show to be trying to get somebody, but yeah, I mean, I'm not knocking her. I mean, she does what she has to do. She goes to Nick. She says, you know, she makes her points. She makes out and takes a nap. So you can't really hate on her for that. Right?
She's playing the game well.
Yeah,
No,
she's killing it. Getting some sleep too.
It's funny, right? Because it's like someone like Ashley this is how she put it. It's, you know, they take one part of your personality and then that's what they really just put on blast, right? And so you're getting one side of a person.
It's very amplified, you know?
Exactly. So someone like Nick, I mean, sticking with this, you got a chance to get to know Nick in Paradise. You're seeing him now as the Bachelor. Do you think he is getting a bad rap? I mean, a lot of people going into the season were very shocked. First and foremost, they thought it was going to be maybe a Luke or a Chase. And so it seemed like he was going up against some hostility. I felt like Nick's been really doing a pretty good job so far, but I would love to know what you think.
I mean, he is. He's doing a great job. You know, he speaks very well. He's very articulate. But you know, he's a franchise player, you know, so they're gonna, you know, I feel like ABC has that leeway with him to kind of like, you know, some episodes make him look like a little bit of a player or look, you know, not in, you know, the best way. You know, they're gonna use that to their advantage, and you know, and in the end, I'm sure he's gonna be great, you know, and he's doing great. I feel like I just want to like shake him up a little bit just to have like a little more fun, you know. I just feel like he's so stiff.
He's tight,
Dude,
man.
I agree, man. He is very stiff, but also that seems like a tough situation.
Yeah, I mean, it's but he is kind of like that. You know, we're all, you know, in Paradise, we all hung out, we all have our jokes and stuff, but I don't know. I feel like if I was in that situation, I'd just be having a little more fun. But that's just me.
No, hey, it is what it is. How do you feel like Nick handled the whole Jen Saviano thing, right? Because there was definitely some drama there. They seemed to have a good relationship, and then the breakup happens. He's announced as the Bachelor. It just looked timing wise a little questionable. But are we missing something as viewers?
I don't know. I mean, I don't think I watched that last episode when they broke up, but I think it was just timing wise. It just didn't look good on his aspect, you know. But you know, she was upset. You know, she really was upset. You know, I talked to her. She lives pretty close to me in Florida, but I don't really get too much into detail because it's like we don't want to talk about that stuff when we don't have to, you know, because that's all we do.
What's
talk
the
about.
point? Yeah, you know? But it's
know,
one of those things though that people are curious about, right? Because they see it and they go, and then all these stories come out. Oh, look at, you know, this is disingenuous. It's like you don't really know that though. It's like you don't.
It was just bad timing, I guess, on behalf of both the shows kind of running into each other. Like I had no idea. I think as much as everybody else did, I had no idea Nick was going to be the guy. Me and James were watching it together when they were announcing it. Like we thought it was obviously going to be like everybody said Luke or Chase, and damn, Nick comes walking out. Like, what the hell? I couldn't believe it.
So when you got to hang out with them on Paradise, does he seem like a good dude? Because I didn't watch The Bachelor until the Ben Higgins season. So Ian, I guess, had seen him on the other shows, and I guess some people didn't like him. And then Paradise, I saw him on Paradise. I'm like, you know, based on the edit they gave and stuff, I'm like, that guy seems all right. He seems fine to me. Why does everyone not like him? I had to ask Ian why people didn't like him. So what's your take on Nick? And you can keep in mind that when Chase did our podcast, he told us that he had a good laugh when they found out Nick was the Bachelor. We don't know how to interpret that, but this is a safe space, is what I'm saying. Say whatever you want.
I mean, when we do our pre-interviews for Paradise, you know, they kind of go down a list like, oh, how would you feel if Evan was here? You know, Evan's my boy, yada yada yada. I'm like, oh, how would you feel? Like I had, you know, good things to say about everybody, and they're like, how'd you feel if Nick V was here? I was like, honestly, I never met him, but I don't think it's somebody that I would really get along with. But I mean, we met in person. You know, I shouldn't have prejudged them. You know, knowing what happens of going on a TV show, but we hit it off. We were bunkmates, and I think, you know, he has great intentions. You know, he's an articulate guy. He knows what he wants, and you know, he's mature. I mean, he's a lot older than me, so I think he's doing good, and you know, I was happy for him to do it. I mean, he's finally got to leave this franchise, you know, hopefully married. So we'll see.
And what about you on Paradise? I mean, you seem to really shine on that. People got to see more of you. Would you go back on Paradise if they asked you back?
You know, I'll cross that bridge when it comes, but you know, I knew I would probably get asked back just with the way that I left, and I'm.
Oh yeah.
People are probably expecting me to come back, so I don't know yet. I just don't know if I want to, put myself through something like that again, or I don't know yet. I don't know. I mean, if it came down to it, maybe I would. I don't know.
But it could only drive up the price that you can charge to DJ,
yeah,
right?
I guess, yeah.
And if you want to go back to being a barber, you could charge like $8,000 a haircut.
I'll charge by each hair strand.
All right. So who are the other guys in Paradise and the women in Paradise? If say you didn't link up with Izzy early on, was there any other girls that you thought you were hoping were going to be there, or girls that were there that you were like, oh? Like, we're looking back, if you hadn't hooked up with Izzy early on.
Yeah, let me think about it. The thing, like, I wasn't really like Izzy's obviously a beautiful girl, and she just had a great personality. I just really didn't find that personality there with any of those other girls. Jen's beautiful, she has a great personality, but by the time she got there, I was with Izzy, and then she was wanting to meet Nick. So, I mean, I guess to answer your question, yeah, Jen, I wouldn't mind talking to Jen. Yeah.
There you go.
So,
there you go.
I'm trying to think who else. Yeah, I guess, I mean, the twins are hot, but I don't know. I didn't really get that vibe with them to like start like more of a pursue anything,
So you won't be tuning into the twins spin-off show. Okay, we got that.
You should have asked Daniel how he feels about that.
Oh, we did forget to ask him about that. That's one of the things we were going to ask Daniel.
Damn it. What do you feel about it, Vinny? Since we got you.
I never watched Ben and Lauren's show. Like, I think I watched it like once, and I was just like, this is not really my thing,
Dude, Ian and I had to take turns watching that show just so we could keep doing podcasts until the Bachelor came back on. That was a tough watch. They seemed like great people, but that was a tough watch.
Yeah, no, they're obviously great people, but it didn't really glue me, or make me want to watch another episode. So I'm interested to see what the twins, what their storyline's going to be about.
Fair enough. So, but it sounds like you are keeping tabs on this current season. Is there any woman in the current cast of Bachelorettes that stands out to
you? Damn, there's a couple smoke shows on this season. Whitney's pretty cute. She seems very quiet though. I don't know,
but not a lot of screen time, right? Not like any screen time so far.
Which is also interesting because look, for instance, Chase. You didn't really see a lot from Chase in the beginning of the season, and he was a star in the end. He was, top 4 or whatever.
Great point.
So Whitney's pretty. Who else we got? Who else are we thinking of here? Danielle L. The one that was just on the Chris Lane date.
Yep.
She's pretty. Yeah. Who else we got?
A lot of people like Vanessa.
Vanessa. Yeah, she's attractive and she's got her stuff together. She's mature. Can't really think.
That Vanessa girl definitely comes off as very mature.
Oh yeah,
compared to especially they really do a good job of putting people like Corinne and then Vanessa on the show together.
Yeah, you get all ends of the spectrum there.
Right.
Danielle's pretty, Whitney's pretty. Yeah, so far, man, this hangover is killing me.
No, you're good, man. You're good. We've all been there.
What did you drink last night?
Oh God, man, we had the tequila company asked us to come out. They kind of like wanted us to like promote their brand, so we were drinking tequila all day, man. And it was like, hey, take another shot, try this. I'm like taking shots down in Chipotle, like I was a mess yesterday.
That is not a good combo.
I know, I'm feeling it today. And then we went out after because I was DJing in downtown Denver, and then I guess I was just drinking vodka. But I'm feeling it today.
It's a good
mix.
Can you
confirm this? Yeah. Can you confirm this too, man? So Chase let us know. Everybody. So we didn't get a real chance to see the full picture of Robby, for example, right? And so when we had a chance to meet Robby, he's awesome, man. He's like such a fun guy. He's all about just having a good time, right? And just like if you put a shot in front of Robby, Robby takes a shot. Like, so Robby. I mean, you only got to see half of Robby. What would you say has been kind of some of your closest friendships outside of the show, right? Because it looks like you spend a lot of time with a guy like James, who's an amazing duid, right? Like,
James.
Who are some of the guys you're closest with?
Well, me and Daniel hung out a lot around October. I did a couple shows and we kind of, I guess, toured together, so to speak. Me and Robby see a lot of each other just because we were in Florida. He was living there. Yeah, and then me and James were touring too. So, and then Derek lived down in South Florida for a little bit. So I guess you could say those guys. We all kind of keep a close little niche. Some of us, there's like 6 of us that kind of really all talk still and hang out. But this is the first time I'm seeing Chase since the Mental Law. So it was good to see him in like, his hometown and stuff.
So what now that you are like, you have this newfound celebrity and everything and you're DJing, which is a great way to capitalize on it. What are some of the funniest like fan stories coming up, people coming up to you? And also we know obviously with like the internet and everything, social media, some like funny emails or maybe some fun emails that you get.
Oh, there's DMs for days, man. If I could, I get. When the show was like, in its prime paradise, I was getting emails from like people's mothers, like please date my, like auctioning them off for me, like giving me like the rundown of like a used car. Like, this is my daughter, she's a great girl. Like she would really like you, your personality. Like I get those. I mean, I still get them, and I appreciate that. Thank God that people got to see the type of person that I am.
That's awesome, man.
I'm trying to think of some awkward situations that I've been in.
There's got to be girls throwing themselves at you, like you said, though.
Yeah, it like I don't mind taking pictures. Like people are like, oh, you must hate this. I'm like, honestly, I don't mind at all. I just don't like. Sometimes it gets a little overwhelming. Like I never really liked over aggressive people. Like if I'm like getting put in a headlock or like a girl with a sweaty armpit trying to take a picture of me. That's like where I get a little like, all right, calm down. I think anybody would, but there's never been any like serious like sketchy situations. Well,
we gotta ask you though, Vinny. So just to tee this up, maybe. So we just chatted with Angela from this current season, who was eliminated night 1, and it sounds like you guys might be sharing some like horror stories in terms of the first impressions. She let us in on that a little bit. Can you expand on that?
What do you mean, like first impressions as far as what?
Online, people like sending you guys messages, maybe a couple lines, whether it's on the dating apps and things like that.
God, we met in Charlotte. She's a nice girl. We get DMs, like all these girls send us stuff, and it's interesting. We even get guys throwing pics in the DM. It's interesting. But
have you noticed?
Nothing too crazy.
Have you noticed in person? Because obviously the internet, everybody, it's easy access. But like coming out to your shows, there's got to be fans coming out to watch you DJ. Have you noticed a certain type of girl that maybe is attracted to you?
I don't know. I mean, they seem pretty normal, but I don't know. I mean, there's all aspects, man. Sometimes there's like real like persistent, because I feel like when obviously you're on a dating show, so people know like you're like who you are, but then like they think when you're at these events, like it's like speed dating. They think like you're just up for grabs, and like they're really like trying to pursue you, and I'm like, it's just not really what I'm here for right now. This isn't like a dating night. I was on a dating show, but this is not what the event is for, so that's sometimes it gets a little awkward like that. Or if you got your phone out, they go, oh, take my number, and you're like, oh fuck, so like that's sometimes what gets awkward with me, take my phone number while you got your phone out. I'm like, I kind of change the subject quickly,
what's so funny is after a show once, sometimes the comedy club, the Improv in Hollywood, will do these shows during the summer where they have teenagers. They call them like teen tours, and they go all over the country and they do all these things during summer or whatever. But they're mostly rich kids. And so and I've done them for years. They'll ask me to perform. They're always kind of weird because you don't have to be clean, so you could be dirty. And these kids are like fucking. They've never seen stand-up comedy, and they can't believe what you're saying. So I was on this MTV show a couple years ago, and all these girls knew who I was, and so they surround me in like outside in the parking lot, and they were all asking me. My name is Jeff Keith, but Jeff looks like Geoff, so I always have to spell my name. So all these little girls pull out their phone. They're all 15, 16 years old. And they're like, how do you spell it? And like, if you just looked over, it looked like I was giving my number to all these little girls.
Yeah.
Because they have their phone out, and they're all like, what is it? What does it? Say it again. And I'm like, I'm just spelling my name.
No, that's another thing too. Like when I'm out in public, like if people are like showing me like the picture we just took, I don't want like other girls to think I'm giving their number, because I don't want to like come off that way and like think like, oh, this guy's a sleazeball just giving out his number by the dozens over here.
Right.
But yeah, I can see where you're in a situation that looks kind of sketchy.
What about? I want to ask about this because I mean we asked everyone we kind of talked to about it, but the whole like Bachelor Nation or whatever, like all you people who have been on these shows, you all seem to end up knowing each other. And like, is there just like a secret group chat that as soon as somebody's on the show, you're like, welcome to the group chat? Like how did you meet Angela and Charlotte? Were you there and she was like, oh, I know who you are and I'm on the show now? Or like, how does that work out?
I didn't know her at all. I think maybe her and James met somewhere or, contacted each other because James was like, oh, there's a girl from Nick's season coming out. And then once she was there, she said hello. But I think it's like a common courtesy, if you're in the area, I guess you hit up the cast member that lives in that town, But yeah, there was a group chat right when we got off my season. But once the show airs and people start talking crap behind each other's back in the interviews, people start falling out of that group chat real quick.
Oh wow, yeah.
And I said that to Jasmine from this season. I said, listen, good luck with your group chat because you girls are getting after it early in this season. I'm like telling you, your group chat's going to diminish.
Yeah. So who you're so close with? Obviously, Robby and Chase. 'Cause you're hanging out with them right now.
Yeah.
Do you guys? I mean, you don't have to name any names, but you guys have to like hook up with some of the girls from other seasons, stuff, right?
Within the system.
Yeah. And I'm not even saying it like just for like my sake, like, oh, that has to happen. I'm saying like if you're attractive people, you're all somewhat around the same age, you all have this one thing in common, you know each other, it's just bound to happen.
Yeah, I mean, I've heard stories of that. Yeah, I'm sure it happens. Yeah.
I've heard stories. Then he goes, yeah, I mean, I guess maybe.
Very diplomatic. Very diplomatic. Like that.
Now we can go back to how the last story just told us, like, yeah, James somehow knew Angela. I don't know. And then I met Angela.
Yeah, I plead the fifth.
All right, man. Well, look, Ian, you have anything else? Because I mean, Vinny's dealing with a hangover.
No, it's all good, man. It's all good. So, Vinny, we just got to say, so when Jeff and I kicked off this podcast, one of the first things we did is we went through the cast profiles of the Bachelorette, and this is how we were kind of introduced to everybody. You really stood out to us, right? Just because you would just seem like a genuine dude. And I went back and double checked. And I was like, I feel like there was something that stood out about Vinny in that cast profile. And so it was, what's the most embarrassing style you've rocked? You answered, oh man, I bleached my tips once and looked like Timberlake, boy band style, which was cracking me up because I also had that look. That was like, that was the worst look.
It's pretty funny because I legit wrote it like that. Like they just pretty much just like copied exactly what I wrote and put it on the internet. But yeah, I had my hair was longer when I was younger. I had like, the whole like that like growing up Gotti blowout look,
A little Pauly D action.
Yeah, exactly, Pauly D. Yeah. And then I bleached it, and I just look back. And I'm like, oh, why the hell did I ever do that? I think we all can look back on styles that we used to rock and be like, damn, like why was I wearing clothes so baggy? Like why was I ever wearing like, But that was pretty
easy to look back. But damn, man, it's been a pleasure chatting with you. One of the things we like to do is make sure that we give you guys a chance to tell our audience where to follow you. So whether that be on social media or a website, or if you want to promote your music tour, or where you're going to be at next. It's all you.
Yeah, I mean, you guys can check out my website, vinnyvinsane.com. Yeah, I got a website. I'm not playing around. I'm killing it. No, I'm just kidding. And then my Instagram, same thing, at Vinny Vinsane, and Twitter, at Vinny Vinsane. That's where you can find all the good stuff.
All right, man. Well, look, thanks for coming on. And just a little tip from me to you: the best way to get over a hangover is to keep drinking. So
yeah, I think me and Robby, I think he's sleeping on the couch downstairs. So I think we're gonna rally, go out to happy hour, try and get a little hair of the dog. I gotta check on Chase. I think he's dying downstairs somewhere, but we're gonna rally. We'll put a picture up and we'll tag you guys in it.
Oh, sounds
there. You
good,
go.
Man.
Appreciate that.
Thanks for coming on, Vinny.
All right, guys. You guys have a good day.
Hey guys, one last thing. On Instagram, make sure to check out and follow our friends at Bachelor_Nation, who we've teamed up with along with our sponsors to run giveaways and upcoming promotions, which include Skype dates with previous contestants. Thanks so much for listening. Today's episode of the E&G podcast is sponsored by our good friends at Clothing by Owl. All you Bachelor fans will recognize this name as they are the company behind the hugely popular Wine Bachelor and Yoga Pants tank top. What you may not know is that they give back a percentage of every item sold to Animal Rescue, and that notable Bachelor alums like JoJo Fletcher, Caitlin Bristow, Lauren Bushnell, Ben Higgins, and Nick Viall are all huge supporters. We're happy to offer our listeners 20% off when you visit clothingbyowl.com. Simply add the discount code ENG, that's EANDG, to save on all your Bachelor gear. And be sure to follow them on social media at Clothing by Owl.
Jeff and I are doggy dads, which is why we're so excited to be partnering with our newest sponsor, Puppies Make Me Happy. They have a super simple mission to make the happiest clothes on earth, which they do. And we know our listeners will love this brand just as much as we do. Plus, we're excited to help spread a little happiness ourselves by offering listeners 20% off all merchandise by using discount code ENG. That's EANDG at checkout. Make sure to follow them on Instagram at Puppies Make Me Happy.
I'm killing it.